you communicate that via your social media channels. So we're going to talk about how to increase engagement eventually across all your social media channels. And what I mean by engagement is your likes, your comments, your shares, people actually interacting with your posts, sharing it with someone else on their friends list because they just can't get over what you said. It just really hit home with them that day. That kind of content is gold for a lot of reasons. When you guys increase your engagement, especially on Facebook, Facebook allows more of your audience to see your page and your content consistently. That's why it's really important. The more you are getting people to respond to your content, Facebook says this person is doing a great job. We're going to let people see more of what they're doing. Because generally speaking, and this is if you have a like page, not necessarily a personal page, but if you have a like page, Facebook only allows 10% of your audience to see all of your content. So that's a really important thing to remember, that that's why we're talking about increasing this.
Sorry, if you guys haven't muted yourself, make sure if you're just new to the call, go ahead and mute yourself so we don't get any background noise. Thank you.
And why else is lasting engagement important? Because it naturally leads to more business. It naturally leads to fans, followers, friends on Facebook, and it leads to the kind of followers who are invested in you and what you have to say, and the kind of people that are really going to buy in. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Those are your future customers. So first of all, I want to share with you the 80-20 rule. This is kind of a general social media rule for all brands and all big companies. 80% of what you post on your social media channels should be general engagement. Things that you post that might be interesting to your audience, things that you post about who you are, what you did, what's important to you. 20% of what you post can be promotional or salesy. And the reason for that is pretty simple. I mean, I think that you guys can all agree that if you see someone constantly posting something salesy, it will get tiresome after a while. And really, we live in an age where it takes one click for people to unfollow your business, and they never have to hear another thing you have to say. So really take that to heart, you guys. I mean, think about that when you're posting things. People want to know who you are. They wouldn't be following you. They wouldn't be friends with you. They want to know more about who you are, what you like to do, and what's important to you. And, you know, just try your very best not to get too over the top with that sales pitch, because it's very, very easy to mute in this day and age. So just in general, use that 80-20 rule. And if ever you think you're kind of, you know, overstepping the salesy part of it, just scale back a little bit and show people a little bit more vulnerability, a little bit more about who you are. And I know that you guys, I love that. I mean, truly, as I look through my Facebook feed and I have lots of friends who are Beachbody coaches. By the way, I did my first size video last week, you guys. Right? I know. And I did, what did you do today?
Well, we did the yoga of the 21 minutes.
Right. So she's an expert.
She knows what's up.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, so 80-20 rule, just always constantly come back to that and make sure you're not overstepping your bounds there. So the biggest thing to remember with social media is your voice. Who are you? What are you saying? And how are you saying it? And how do you tap into that, right? So the simplest way for me to say this to you guys is write like you talk, you know? I mean, if you would not say this word in real life, do not type it on Facebook. It will sound artificial to your audience, and people will get that immediately. But here's the other thing. If you're not naturally kind of a sassy, funny person, don't try to be. That's okay. There's plenty of market for academic, scholarly feedback, nutritional feedback in terms of like statistics and things like that. Don't feel like you have to fit a certain mold in order to draw a bigger audience. It really is just about you being who you are. So your online identity is reflective of who you are as a person. Are you sassy? Are you traditional? Are you conservative? Are you witty? Are you sarcastic? Do you love a good pun? Those are all fun things that you can incorporate into your social media. Think about posting content that is helpful. One tip that I have for you guys is that people love lists. They love top 10 lists. They love tips for starting off on the right foot with something. They love tips for staying on track with your diet. They love tips for, mixing up your salad every day. Little fun things like that you can do, top 10 lists that you can post. Those get a ton of engagement on social media. Why do you think that's all you can find on BuzzFeed? That's it, right? That's all they do. Top 10 lists or top 50 lists or whatever. That's because it's incredibly buzzworthy. Ha ha! There was a good pun. Or a bad pun, maybe. Yeah. Right, exactly. So all of those things will contribute to authenticity and allowing people to see who you truly are via your social media channels. And anything that I'm talking about today, you guys, I'm really going to focus on Facebook and Instagram because Jules told me that those are pretty much the two platforms that you guys use most and that everybody in the group is most comfortable with. And I totally agree that those are really useful platforms. And in fact, Instagram is currently the fastest growing social media platform. So if you are going to put more work into one social media channel, I would really focus on your Instagram right now and growing that business. But again, it's not only about growing it, it's about posting relevant content. The number one way to hold on to followers and to get new ones is to post consistent, exciting, interesting, beautiful content. And anything you post on Instagram will easily translate to Facebook. The two platforms are very similar. So don't feel like you can't repeat yourself on Facebook. I was telling Julia that there's quite a bit of research that suggests that it's actually better to post the same content on multiple platforms because it reinforces your message. As humans, we need to see something more than once for it to really sink in. So don't feel like, I just can't come up with something different to put on my Facebook page, so I'm not going to do it at all, or I'm going to post this stock photo that Beachbody provided for me. It's totally fine to repost the same content, and the two platforms translate very easily. There's no character limit on Instagram or on Facebook, so you can post stories, you can post, really in-depth details. One cautionary tale there, however, say what you want to get across in your first sentence. Obviously, again, we live in an age where people turn off instantly. If you don't connect with them in the first 3 seconds of your post, whether it's something visual that they find really appealing and that keeps them there for another second, or it's something that you've written that really sparks something for them immediately and they think, I want to read more of that. Whatever the meat is of what you are trying to say it in the first line, and then expand upon it so that you get people invested immediately, and then you can really elaborate. And in terms of those long posts, I'm a writer. I love reading beautiful writing, but I would caution you that, again, we live in the age of too much all the time, too much and people ignoring things because it's kind of like survival, right? We have to ignore some of the stuff that's coming at us every day, otherwise we go crazy. So just be cautious of doing that often. I would say most of the time you should post kind of short little sweet captions for your photos. Facebook at one time was fairly text heavy, but now it's really transitioned back to image heavy. So again, you're really catching people's eye with that image and then explaining yourself. A couple other little quick tips. Jules and I have talked about what the best photo format is on Instagram and Facebook. And if you guys, I'm just going to assume that most of you use iPhones. If you don't, I'm sure that there are other phones that have the same function. But on an iPhone, you can actually set your images on your phone to square on the bottom. If you do that, you'll ensure that whatever photo you're taking will translate right away to Instagram. You won't have to resize it. I hate it sometimes when I take this beautiful photo and then I go to put it on Instagram and it won't fit in that square frame. So if you can just, my iPhone is set to square all the time. That's all I take is square images. And then on Facebook, those square images perform much better, actually. So keep that in mind too. Don't crop your images. If you crop them, they lose some of that size and they're not as impactful when they come across people's news feeds. So just real quickly back to voice, I was telling Jules the other day that I heard this analogy that social media is like the world's biggest cocktail party. And you, every day, have the power to meet thousands upon thousands of new people, if that's how you choose to see it, virtually, right? So if you walked into a cocktail party, you would not go up to the first person you saw and said, "Hi, I'm Leah. Please buy these Beachbody products from me," right? None of us would do that. That would be crazy. We can all agree that. So keep that in mind too. Like, just because these people are not in front of you does not mean they're not at home. You know, they're still interacting with you. You're reaching as many people. Most people are bystanders with social media. They're just scrolling through their feed, looking for something to pop up and draw their interest. So you have to really, those are the ones you want, right? The people that are not necessarily interacting, liking your posts. You want to inspire them to click like. You want to inspire them to comment on your photo. So think about social media as, you know, the way we used to think about like actual social interaction. Like, think about it as people that you are having face-to-face conversations with. And don't ever say anything to them via social media that you would not say in real life if they were standing in front of you. So that's just another kind of good little rule of thumb. And then, is Alexis on the call? She is, right?
Alexis, are you here, babe?
Alexis, I
You
just
can
want to
unmute
give,
yourself.
I want to give some props to you, Alexis.
Hi.
because- Hello.
Where is she? I can't find her.
I don't know.
Let me find what screen you're on. Just wait so I can find you. Oh, there you are. There she
There
is.
Yay. Hey, girl. So we are newly friends on Facebook. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And I have been following you pretty closely just to see what you're up to. And the thing that I love most about what you're doing is that you are investing in other people's social media. And that is really something I want to talk to you guys about too, is the golden rule of social media is you get back what you put in. So if you are expecting other people to like and comment and share your posts, you have to do the same for them, and not just Beachbody coaches. You guys are great at sharing each other's content and tagging each other in posts and liking each other's things, but we want to expand that audience. We want to start liking and commenting on posts from that, you know, maybe even the weird dude in high school that somehow is your friend on Facebook, you know, give him a little like once in a while. It won't hurt anything, I promise. That really helps. It just, you know, I mean, it's the golden rule in life. You know, you're going to get what you put in. So do for others what you would want them to do for you via social media. So great job, Alexis. I love what you're doing there. Yahoo.
Thank you.
Woohoo. I can get a sip of water.
Take all your time. Do you want another glass of wine? You sure you don't want another glass of wine?
I'm good.
Okay. I drank all mine.
Thank you.
We drank all ours.
Okay, so you guys, this is another fun thing, like back to the cocktail party situation. Think about social media as a networking opportunity. And I used to tell Julia this with Twitter all the time. The coolest thing, I think, is that it sort of removes the wall between you and famous people, or you and anybody in the world, right? Like, you can directly interact with them immediately. That's the thing that I love the most about Twitter. We've talked about this. Like, one little tag of someone on Twitter, and you can be having a conversation with them.
Guys, make sure you're muted. Someone's like having a party, which we love, but we can hear you. Don't mute yourself.
Hey, Julia,
Yeah,
you can mute people.
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, okay.
I just thought they should take a little initiative and mute themselves.
No, I totally agree, but I just wanted to make sure you
Okay,
knew.
yeah, I'm still muting them. Somehow some are getting unmuted. Okay.
Buzzkill.
And we're back. So I told Julia this not too long ago. She posts all these awesome videos of her doing the size workouts, and they are like killing it. Can we all agree that Julia's size videos are amazing?
It's
So,
mostly my husband. He's
He's
the star.
adorable.
He's the
Let's be
star.
honest. He's absolutely adorable. But tag Shanti in those posts. What on earth could hurt? You know, every time you post those videos on Facebook, just say, "Thanks at Shanti for the awesome workout this morning. I feel great. I can conquer the day." Anytime you do a workout or you, drink your Shakeology, tag all of those awesome Beachbody celebrities in your posts. It's not going to hurt anything. Worst case scenario, they ignore you.
Or sometimes they don't. Ron Tall, I think he's on this call. He had Shanti like his stuff and Shalene. Like
That's what
within
I'm
a week,
saying.
and he's like freaking out. Like
Yes.
they're seeing his stuff, and he's fierce too, and he has a beard.
Shalene Johnson also just liked another photo that I put on today.
Amazing. You
So
guys.
fun.
Oh, and she also said that you should hashtag her name and not @ She said it's easier for her to find if you hashtag her name.
Ah.
So I
Love
hashtagged Sean T
Good to know.
and I hashtag Shalene Johnson, and she goes through and she likes pretty much everybody now, just so you know. So
Now, are you talking about Instagram specifically, or are you talking about Facebook too?
not Instagram specifically because she's
She's the Instagram queen.
Like Instagram, but yeah,
Okay,
you
cool.
too. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, from what I know about Facebook, the hashtag game is not huge on Facebook. It's like people do it, but it's not nearly as important as it is on Twitter and Instagram. So that's a really good tidbit. If you guys want to follow that advice, I think that's great. Hashtag all of those coaches in your posts. It's not going to hurt anything. And then, I mean, not so much on Instagram, but I mean on Facebook, and Twitter. I don't know if you guys are Twitter users. I love Twitter, but if they like your post, then their whole audience sees it. I mean, it's not just them. You can think bigger than that. I mean, they have hundreds of thousands of people following them, and that is huge. You cannot buy that kind of exposure. So use that, and don't be afraid of working with that kind of thing. It's not gonna hurt anything. And they inspire you. That's genuine. That's true to who you are. I mean, express that and tell them that. They will love it. Let's see. Ask questions of your audience. A lot of you guys do a really good job with this too. That's an excellent way to get people to engage, and be genuine. Like, ask them things that you are actually interested in and you actually want to hear the answer to. Facebook, I mean, it happens all the time. My aunt just asked for a good dog groomer in Indianapolis. So it happens all the time. Everybody does it, and your friends want to help you. They want to support you. So ask them questions and really engage with them. And back to the idea of behaving on social media the way that you would in real life. Don't ever ignore anybody. If they comment on your page, and I mean, I guess you don't necessarily have to comment back, but don't be the one to end the conversation. Why not? They struck up a conversation with you. Oh, look at this cute little baby. Oh,
Where?
baby.
Oh, yeah, that's Adriana.
There's two.
There's
Oh,
all the babies.
babies.
Oh, yay, babies.
So don't ignore people. When they ask you questions or when they respond to you on Facebook, respond back or answer their questions. That is another way in terms of like boosting your analytics. When Facebook goes, oh, this person is really on it. They're really getting it. We're going to expose their posts and likes to more people. That is huge for Facebook. When you are someone who doesn't let those comments or questions go unnoticed, they really like that. And that's when your analytics go up and up and up and up. So don't let those things go unnoticed. And find out, I mean, I think this is important for you guys as entrepreneurs. Find out who is your audience? Who are you talking to? And what do they want to hear? What is important to them? The only way that you are going to find that out is to engage with them, ask them questions, and be genuinely invested in who they are as people as well. And I think that really, like for you guys, I think Beachbody is something that you guys know this, like you don't want 1 million people immediately to sign up with you and then drop out 2 weeks later, right? You want those people that are going to stick in it. And I think this approach to social media is going to attract that type of person because you're really establishing a relationship with them from the get-go. Anytime you post or do a workout with another coach, tag them in it. You guys are, like I said, you're really very good at that. And one thing I did just want to kind of mention, because it's something that I notice a lot, you guys are huge on the selfies. I love a selfie. However, if you take the same selfie over and over and over again, it can get tiresome. So, and what I told Jules, when we were chatting, and I think the bigger message is for me, I mean, I'm your ideal client, right? I'm a mom. I am kind of exhausted of my job sometimes. I would look for another way to make some income, but I can turn off to that because what that says to me, if you're posting selfie after selfie, is that you're alone. You're doing this alone. So you guys need to find your community and work on integrating them into the way you present yourself via social media. If that means, Emily and I have been working out every morning, and it's awesome. It's so great to have a partner. Julia's videos are so fun to see 3 people doing that size workout. Start a walking group with other moms, a stroller group, whatever you need to do to just expand that community a little bit more and let people know that this is, because it's digital. It's difficult for people to understand how big your community is. It's enormous. And when I saw photos from Summit, that's what we call it, right?
Mhm.
Summit, yes.
That's what we call it.
When I saw photos from Summit, that is staggering.
Yeah.
There are so many Beachbody coaches. That is incredible. Tap into that. Get a group together and tell people that story, because I think that's really, really compelling. And talk to people more about how you guys support each other.
Can I add / ask a question?
Please.
So when Leah and I were talking about this subject, it really struck a chord with me because I think that idea of us just, hey, here I am, and we do look alone. And it's also like the flip side is like, if Leah's our ideal customer, what is she seeing on the other side of that? Like if you're just like drinking a beer on your couch, scrolling through your phone, wanting to change your life, like is that going to make you inspired, or is that going to make you feel less than, like if you're not doing all those things? And so there's like a fine line of like, how do you make it feel included so that like taking some of the lingo out, like, we might have Star Diamond Coach, blah, 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 but no one knows what that is. And so you sort of separate yourself and you make yourself look like it's this inclusive thing. And so how do you talk to someone who has no idea what you're talking about? Like they might hear the word challenge group and say, what's that thing? Like, do I have to put money in and then do I not get my money back? Or like,
that sounds hard.
Right. That sounds really hard. So you could say an online fitness group or whatever it is to not dumb it down, but to make your language suit who you're talking to, because they don't know what we're talking about. We have all these Beachbody lingos and these things we just throw around that within coaches, it's fine, but if you have to really sit down and think, and it got me thinking, because Leah knows kind of both sides of it, because like her sister's a coach, I'm a coach, she is friends with all of us, so she kind of gets it. But if she didn't know the lingo, she might go, oh, I don't feel included in that because I don't even know what they're talking about. So that kind of went along with that.
Totally.
And I thought, oh, I'm saying things in a way only coaches understand, and it doesn't read.
That, in my career with Whole Foods, that was an enormous light bulb moment for me. I had the same thing because I kept signing products in the store in a way that was indicative of the lingo that we speak, not realizing that there are many, many customers who don't have a clue what non-GMO means. You've got to back up and start and meet people where they are. And my rule of thumb now is always, would my mother-in-law understand what I'm talking about? So that's the question I ask myself. Every single time that I go to write a sign or explain something, I think, at what point in the process am I starting here? How would I explain it in a way that everybody will understand it? That's a really good point for you guys. Let's see here. What else do I want to share with you guys? We talked about that. Yeah, really work together, you guys. Tag each other in photos, reshare on Instagram. There's a million apps now that allow you to regram other people's content. So that's why on Twitter, I'm a huge retweet queen, because it's really difficult to find original content all the time. And there's absolutely no harm in regramming or sharing something on Facebook that really spoke to you. So that's another way for you guys to do it if you're feeling a little overwhelmed by the amount of content that you have to create on all of these different social media channels. And then hashtags they're a thing. As you guys just heard, that is exactly how you can make sure that the right people are seeing the right stuff. They can be funny, and Julia is amazing at a funny hashtag. I really do enjoy a funny hashtag, I do. But they also really, really serve a purpose. So if you want to be funny with your hashtags on Facebook, because they don't really do a whole lot on Facebook. But if you
I
want,
just don't think I understood what they were. I was just like, that's funny if I put a sound sign in front of it. But they really do serve a purpose.
they do. They really do serve a purpose. And there are brands out there that are, oh, look, Twitter alert. There are brands out there that are actively searching hashtags every single day to see what their followers, fans, and friends are posting on their social media channels, and they're using those hashtags as a way to engage with you. So that's another way that you start that conversation with those people that are really, really important in the Beachbody world. Let's see, yeah. Tag board. So I have some popular hashtags for you guys. If you want, I can just give this list to Julia if you like have no idea where to start. These are the most popular hashtags on Instagram. These are the ones that will allow people to see your content. Love, InstaFood, TBT, photo of the day, follow Friday, Insta follow, tag for likes, follow back. And then the other thing is on Instagram, find people who are using the hashtag follow me. Do you guys know how to search for a hashtag? There's a little icon down at the bottom in Instagram that's the little spyglass. And then you search hashtag whatever you're looking for. So hashtag follow me and hashtag like for like. You're going to get some boob shots in there, unfortunately. That's just the way of the world these days. There is going to be some of that. But there will also be some really, really fun people in there that you are interested in following. So find them, follow them, and comment on their stuff. That's, as we've discussed, it's a really great way to generate that lasting engagement. Tagboard is a website. Tagboard.com is a website that will tell you what is trending. So if you are interested in learning more about how hashtags can increase your business, jump on Tagboard and you can search a hashtag there and it'll tell you how many posts per minute are popping up on different social media channels. And today, National Dog Day. Heather, National Dog Day was very, very popular. I think it was it was 99 plus posts per minute on all social media channels. So just imagine that power, that's incredible. And I posted something about it at work today, and I could tell immediately on Twitter that there were people who were searching that hashtag because instantly I had 5 favorites on one tweet, and they weren't people who follow me. So I knew that those brands had searched National Dog Day and they were liking those posts as they were coming through. So that's just another example of the power of the hashtag. Shall we talk photos real quick? I just want to give you guys some tips on taking photos. First of all, please do not use stock photos. It is about the most ingenuine thing you can do, and people can smell it from a mile away. They know whether or not a photo has been taken for you or by you. So just really consider that when you guys, I know that it's tempting. I know it's easy to just use a stock photo and post something, but I would honestly say that I think it's better to not post, to take the day off, than it is to use a stock image.
Amen.
You good with that?
Yes.
Coach?
Yes. Well, and
When you say stock image, what do you mean?
like a picture of a 21-day, like Autumn Calabrese,
Oh, yeah.
21-day
Yeah.
fix.
Yeah.
Right.
And we've all done it. We've all probably done it this week, maybe. But we've been talking about that like the last month, like how they talked a lot about it at Summit and how inauthentic it looks. Or
Sure.
even if, if you're excited, you got your 21-day fix and it's on your countertop, fine. It's in your house and it's a picture you took versus, buy this, it's on sale for $140. Like, then they'd have no room to ask questions. It looks salesy and there's no intrigue there because you show everything you get. There's no reason to ask any question.
Right, you're exactly right. And sometimes when I see that, I'm like, who is this person? You know what I mean? It looks
Why
like
am I friends with
it looks
them?
like an ad.
Yeah.
And I just we're also trained to just scroll past ads these days. And you'll notice, it's not an accident that ads look more and more like genuine content. If you flip through a magazine now, it's almost impossible to tell what the ads are. Those advertorials, those things are sneaky, and Facebook is kind of the same way. But if you're posting a stock image, it instantly looks like an ad, and it's going to draw my attention, but not in the right way. So just keep that in mind. So they can see our screen now.
Yeah, you guys can see that screen, right?
So the image there on the top left of my screen is a photo that Miss Jules took, and she and
It
I.
was a flop. It was a big flop.
I'm picking on her because
Sweet
she's
Leah, though. I was like, always tell me. She's like, hey, those eggs look gray. Like, damn it. I thought I was being cool.
Well, but here's the thing, and this is the message that I really want to drive home to you guys, is that the content was amazing. Julia was talking about eating something green every day, and she invented an adorable hashtag to go along with it, all the greens. I loved that idea. But this does not look
It's not
green,
green.
right? And
No.
it's only because she chose the wrong filter. She had an automatic filter on her iPhone. That was not even via Instagram. That was on her iPhone. You can select all of those filters on your iPhone as well. So she had just set it to that, and every single image she was taking on her phone was showing up with this filter. So be very aware of that the right filter will change everything. Conversely, let's look at the image on the right there. I mean, that's after we had a chat. How gorgeous is that?
I
It's
know.
perfect. And you instantly are intrigued by that, and you want to eat it, which is great. You want to know what she did there and how she made it, and you want the recipe, right?
And it was damn good.
P.S. You've never given me the recipe.
I'll give it to you.
Great.
I'll give it to you.
Immediately, if not sooner. And then also, adorably, I just saw Julia's tactic for getting such a beautiful photo there. She takes the photo right by the window. Lighting on the ground.
On the ground.
Can you tell that photo's taken on the ground? Nope, me neither. But she's got the perfect lighting going on there. Lighting is everything, you guys. It really is. It will make all the difference.
And even that base, it's funny because like I love my floors, like I love them, so I think they look good in a picture. But if you don't have floors you love, you could have a little board. I've seen coaches do that. They like whitewash a little wood board that they always take their food on, so they can get an image from the top or make it look really clean. So it's because the background makes a huge difference. It's got to be
Totally.
clean. But I've seen lots of coaches like you just get a little like wood panel board and paint it whatever color you want.
Totally.
Okay.
And you want to know an even cheaper secret?
Tell me.
You can find backgrounds on Google. If you Google like antique wood background, you can find a backdrop on Google that you can print on a high quality printer and on a big like 11 by 17 piece of paper. And if you put that down, I swear you cannot tell the difference. You cannot tell that it is a piece of paper and not some barn door that you found at the resource
And do you
yard.
feel like there's a good like continuity of saying like, okay, because now like it's starting to show up, like all my pictures have this kind of gray whitewash background, and you can kind of start to see like an artistic like continuity of like,
Yeah.
here's all these pictures, and people kind of come to look for that content
And
on your page.
you have a style. You have a signature. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're developing your signature because of that. All right, and then I loved this water post. I really, really did. I think that's great. That's a really fun way to talk about drinking your water and consuming your water with a really beautiful photo. That's awesome light. Was that in the morning?
That was in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
morning light is the best. Morning light and then the magic hour, 7 to 8 p.m. right now is so incredible. So these are some of my photos that I wanted to show you guys. And the strawberry image, I wanted to talk about two things. Number one, background. So like we were just talking about, think about what's behind and what kind of an interesting perspective you can get on the fruit or person or, something that people have not seen before or maybe wouldn't think of immediately. And the only thing that I was realizing as I was pulling up this image, I like the composition of the photo, but I would have changed the filter. I would have made it lighter because I don't think that dark oversaturated filter did justice to how freaking gorgeous those strawberries were. They were really beautiful and delicious. And then this is a photo that I obviously took for Whole Foods. It's just kind of a fun way to display greens. I mean, think about stuff like that for selfies, you guys. I mean, if you're going to take a selfie, how can you mix it up? How can you do something a little different? Think about fun ways to play with what you've got in the house, the products that you guys sell, and interesting angles. And that is, no, that's okay, just down a little bit. And that's what I wanted to show with this photo. That's my little baby, that's Sloane. And I was like laying on the grass or something, and I looked up and I was like, oh my God, that's an incredible photo. And it was a way that I had never seen things before. So just challenge yourself to think a little differently about it. Like, what's your first instinct when you go to take a photo, and then second guess it? Like, could it be cooler if I took it from, down on the counter and looking directly at this item or this person? So think about perspective and how you can create kind of an interesting look with that type of thing. And again, since that's something that's a little different, it's going to catch people's attention right away. I keep forgetting to say this, so I'm just going to say that multi-photo posts perform better both on Instagram and Facebook. Now Facebook is giving more kudos for the longer a person stays on your post. So if you have 10 photos and they have to click through all 10 photos and you've posted content that's engaging enough for them to stay there through all 10 photos, Facebook is going to give you lots of kudos for that because you're keeping your audience on your posts. They're clearly engaged. And on Instagram, you guys know that you can make like a collage with apps. PicFrame, PICFRAME, is my favorite collage app. It's super
Can
easy
you
to
do it on
use.
Instagram now too?
Oh, can you?
I think so.
Well, shit. Then you don't
I
even
think
need
so.
the app.
Maybe.
There you go. PicFrame is awesome, but if you can do it on Instagram, that's great.
Yeah, I think there's like a little. I might be crazy,
The editing thing.
but yeah, if you go to add a picture, then you go. Oh yeah, here.
Amazing.
bottom.
You can totally do it on Instagram. That's awesome. Experiment with that. Definitely do some of that, you guys. I mean, people love that, but the only tip about that is don't try and fit images where they won't fit. Like, you don't want to cut off somebody's face. I've seen a lot of that happening because people are trying to smush images into those boxes. Okay, let's do number 3, and we'll walk through these real quick. Okay, so a few things real quickly here with images. The one on the left there, that's a promotional image. So I just wanted to show you guys that if you're going to promote something, you can do it in kind of a fun way. That was a back to school backpack sale. So 30% off backpacks. How can we make this sort of silly and fun? And I think that's one of my favorite pictures that I've taken recently. And I love that it features team members too. So that's about like, you know, giving other people the credit and pulling people into your community. And the truth is, like, everybody's going to say to you, oh, no, don't take my photo, please. I can't have my photo taken. They really want their photo taken. They do. It's true. Everybody wants their photo taken. And the other thing is, I really provide like a specific thing. When I go up to a team member and I say, do you want to be on our Facebook page today? And at first they're like, oh, no, I can't do it. And I say, well, why don't you take this kale and hold it up to your face like this, and I'm just going to take a photo of your eyes. Or you guys put on these backpacks and then stand under the Whole Foods sign, and I'm going to take a picture of you like that. Give people really specific ideas of your vision. They respond very well to that, because if you just say, stand here and smile, that makes people really uncomfortable.
That could be fun to use your kiddos too with
Absolutely.
workout stuff or something
Yes.
cute that would promote that in a kind of fun way.
Yes. There's another Beachbody coach that I'm friends with on Facebook that calls her son her coach. And in the morning, he's always there for her workouts. It's really adorable. And she's like, I had to take a break because my coach wanted a pancake this morning. And that's freaking adorable.
Yeah.
I love that. I totally love that post. And I think today he was like on her back and she was trying to do a push-up with him on her back. So yeah, I mean, if they're around, do it. Like, show it. It's real. That's what people want to see. The image on the right is just about color. Think about that. Images that are bluish, greenish, purplish, the cool colors, those perform 24% better on social media channels. Why? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. They just do. People just like them more. I don't know.
Easy on the eyes.
I think that's it. They're more inviting. They're more welcoming. They're not harsh or, red kind of means stop. It means caution. It's kind of like we're hesitant of it. So I guess if you just kind of go off that, then that explains it. And the bottom photo is about texture. And Julia's salad photo that we just saw with the pumpkin seeds and the zucchini noodles, that was a beautiful example of texture. Think about that. I mean, we always say, you eat with your eyes first. That's a really good way to draw people in. And we'll go through these last ones real quick, and then
What's this for? Is that it?
you'ls.
Maybe.
Where are you? Pictures? Oh, that's weird. Let me see if
Maybe
I
it's
remember
not.
what those were.
You could text them to me or something on here.
That's okay. I think they were just more
That'll
examples.
seem weird.
Yeah, that's all right. Just remember to really think about that background and the full composition of the photo. And then let's see, I just have some kind of general stats for you guys. If you guys, can we start doing questions?
Yeah.
Let's do
Did
that.
you want to do the bucket list thing? If I can open it up.
Oh,
Do you want to
yes.
explain it and then I'll see if this.
Yes, was that oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of my very, very favorite bloggers online, her name is Joy the Baker. And if you don't ever read her blog or know who she is, I recommend that you get online right now or as soon as we're done.
When we're done.
When we're done. Find her on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and follow her blog. she takes beautiful photos, and that's what I love because I'm definitely like a food photo geek.
Those are beautiful.
There we go. And this one, like the garlic scapes there, the only thing I wanted to illustrate there, and actually with the carrots, is simplicity. Like literally, I just laid those things on a pretty background and snapped a photo. Every single picture that I've shown you guys, I took with my iPhone. I do not have a fancy camera. I don't use pretty, expensive equipment. I just take photos with my iPhone. So Joy the Baker has an amazing blog. She is hilarious, and it's so clearly who she is. It is her sense of humor. Like I said, I'm a fan of amazing writing, and she is such a great writer. She will pull you in and make you die laughing. But one of my favorite things that I saw that she did on her blog recently was she posted a summer bucket list, and then she blogged about it. So all of these adorable things on her list: brew my own kombucha. I saw Julia's post today on Facebook about making your own kombucha and how easy it is. Hang art in my house. Work up to running 7 miles. Go to the Hollywood Bowl for a picnic. That's a concert venue in LA where she is. Write a short story. Watercolor and zone out 1 time a week. I love these. Like visit Tracy and Marin. I don't know who Tracy is, but she's probably awesome if she's hanging out with Joy. Buy water guns. Invite friends. Have fun. Amazing. Play hooky. Go have a pool day. Make jelly-filled donuts. Donate blood. Buy roller skates and use them. Write a book about brunch. That's a lofty goal. But she's already written like 3. So, learn to do a yoga headstand. I love that one too. And look up to see lots of stars. I just think that if you guys took this task, I'm going to give you all homework. That's what I'm doing right now. So the first day of fall is September 22nd. And I would like you all to write your own fall bucket list. So to give you a little perspective, the first day of fall is September 22nd, and the first day of winter is December 23rd. So you have, 3 months? Is that 3 months?
Mm-hmm.
You have 3 months to get it done. So don't put 40 things on the list. Let's make sure that we make it achievable. But, I was saying that one of mine is going to be wear red lipstick on a date with my husband. Super simple, but just I bought this lipstick for $25 and I never wear it. I need to wear the red lipstick.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do it in the fall. I want to host a dinner party and make beef bourguignon. I've always wanted to do that.
It's horrible.
It
Like,
is.
you'll do it well. It's really hard. But you'll probably
You're
master
scaring
it.
me.
You'll master it. It'll
Oh
be
my
perfect
God.
because you're
Oh,
Leah.
boy.
It'll be
Boy.
perfect. I shouldn't be
terrified.
terrified. I don't know. It just came out of me because it was so
You're just
hard.
crushing my
You'll make it perfectly. You just need a fat
Down.
separator.
Bucket
You
list
just need a fat separator. That's
Got
where
it.
I went wrong.
Got it. No problem. I like
So,
that. Okay,
side
that's
note.
really good. That's really, really good. Eat a salad every day for 30 days. How in the heck are you going to make that interesting? I think that's a good challenge. I'm going to challenge myself to do it. And then I'm going to document all of this on my social media channels. Mm-hmm. This is information and advice for you guys to help diversify your content. Do things that are challenging you to be your best self and then show people. Document it. Everybody will love it. They will love seeing it. So for wearing red lipstick on a date night with my husband, I could, take a photo of the lipstick at the store. Which color am I going to get? The adorable man who helps me at Sephora pick out my lipstick.
Love him.
And then, take a cute selfie of my husband and I on our date night. Host a dinner party. You can document that in so many ways, from the invitations to the decor, to the recipe, to the shopping for the ingredients. So much fun stuff. Eating a salad, that's another one of those tips lists that I told you guys about, like tips for keeping your salad interesting every day. How can you offer people 10 tips for that? And I've always wanted to learn how to can, and I've had this on a list like forever and I've never done it. So I'm hoping that putting it out there to 63 people on this call will inspire me to actually do it.
You will. You'll can something
Apparently it's
wonderful.
super easy.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I?
Crap in a can.
Yeah,
With a lid on it.
right. Forget about food safety. So as you guys can see, I have a couple little tips for you. Number 1, handwrite your list. Do not type it. Handwrite it, and if you have cursive, if you still know how to write in cursive, do that. Make it beautiful. Make it something that you spend a little time on. Number 2, make it pretty. I love Joy's. Here you guys can see that it's super simple. It probably only took her like 15 minutes. But she just did a little doodle and did some watercolor there. what can you put on this bucket list that's indicative of who you are and something that makes you feel awesome. Hang it somewhere where you will see it every day. Do not write this thing and then put it in a notebook. You need to see it every single day so that you can be reminded of all these awesome things that you're going to do in the fall. Save your list. You're going to look back on it in the future, especially those of you that have kids. I think this is a really fun tradition to pass down to your kiddos. I can't imagine what a 7-year-old's fall bucket list would look like.
But
that would be really awesome,
amazing.
right? Yeah, amazing. Maybe it's a family thing. Maybe you all do it. I love it. And then be as specific as possible and set realistic goals. I mean, think about little things that you've always wanted to do, and there's something that's stopping you. I mean, we all have that time, expense. Just think about those little things that you've always wanted to do that you've continued to put off. And I want to see them. So start posting on social media when you do it. And you have until September 22nd. So you guys have plenty of time to think about it and come up with some really, really fun stuff. And I just totally cannot wait to see.
I think what I love, and I love talking to Leah about just that idea, you guys, of getting outside of our Beachbody world. Because I think it's so easy to we follow other coaches and we say, what are they doing? They're successful. And I think to expand the scope and say, Joy the Baker, what bloggers, what people inspire you when you go to their Instagram and you can look for them anywhere. And that is where I think, for me, when my business started to take flight, was when I just found the things I liked. And I'm still guilty of copying or doing other things, but it's like the more you infuse, if you're artistic, use that. You don't have to be, but like these things that just make it unique, like that's why those certain coaches are doing so well, is because they found their own voice. And that's what this is all about. And it's learning to take a little time and search for other kind of entrepreneurs and other kind of, I think bloggers or like photographers are great people to follow because they're so artistic. They're still doing all the same things we do. They're still building their business and their audience, but it's in a different scope. And I think it brings so much more creativity, and it allows you, like in this business, how wonderful is it that we get to create any kind of business we want? Like Beachbody's the platform, but your business is you. It's not Beachbody. It's like, yeah, we have these great things, but how are you going to grow you? And it's about your business. And so when you can find ways, like authentically, like then it makes you fun. Like doesn't that sound fun to make a bucket list and post about it? And in turn, you get all this engagement and this following because it's you just living your best life. And like that's what we want to attract people to, is that with Beachbody, even if you don't have the freedom yet, that we have time freedom and we have money freedom to go do these things. Like Leah talked about, like, because I said, oh my God, I'm just sitting at home working every day. I'm like, so I got this freedom. Why? Like go to an art museum, go do things, like
get out of the house,
just expand. And that's for me, because I'm like, I need to get out of the house. Like, why am I doing this? Like I can do anything I want all day long. Why am I sitting here?
Yeah.
So just being creative in that way of just look at other people, just look outside of the coach network, I think is a huge message.
Yeah. So 2 things about that. Number 1, when you do get out of the house and you take these amazing photos of this art exhibit, or, you and your husband or your partner at this great date that you had, you don't even need to say, my Beachbody life affords me the ability to do this. People will get it. If you continue to post photos of yourself doing these awesome things in the middle of a day on a Wednesday, people are going to get it, and they're going to be envious of that lifestyle, and it will spark that intrigue. That is exactly what you want in terms of finding new customers. So think about that. Like, we don't need to be super overt with our messaging here. We can be a little more subliminal. And second of all, if you guys are interested in finding, like we said, bloggers, photographers, event planners, people who are serious foodies or fun foodies. I mean, there's every kind of foodie. Like, I'm a mom foodie, so I'm concerned about value, and I'm concerned about picky eaters. But I'm still somebody who loves like amazing ingredients in food. There are a million bloggers online that focus on that specific demographic. So all you need to do is Google top 10 photographers to follow on Instagram, top 10 event planners to follow on Instagram, top 10 foodies to follow on Instagram. I follow a lot of fashion people on Instagram. You guys get the point. There's a million top 10 lists out there. And then the key is you find those people and then you follow who they follow, because they're going to be following amazing people as well. So that's how that audience starts to grow exponentially. And truly, like, follow as many people as you can. Don't stop because you have 500 people that you're following. Keep growing that. That's going to help you to grow your audience as well.
Amen. I want to like stand up and cheer. Okay, let me take this screen share off. And there were a couple questions. Oh, there's a lot of questions that came through.
Lord.
Okay, let's go back. Okay, people are just saying good things. I'm gonna go to the very top. Leslie says on Android you can download an app called Square Instapic. It allows you to post regular pictures without having to shoot them in Square mode. Cool, thanks, Leslie.
Awesome.
Sarah Galley asked about Periscope.
Yeah, I don't really know a lot about Periscope. I'm just gonna be totally upfront with you guys. Julie and I kind of agree on this, that you should really focus on a couple of things and do them as well as possible. So I would say it's better to pick 2 platforms that really speak to you and put all of your energy into those 2 rather than dividing into a bunch of different things. I mean, you can post a 15-second video to Instagram. So, and that's what Periscope is, right? It's
It's a short,
It's a short video.
Oh, maybe not short, but yeah, it's like a live stream. So people can watch it live or they can watch it up to a certain amount of time.
Got
It seems kind of cool and also creepy.
Yeah, that is a little weird.
Shayla says, with that, not permission to steal other people's content. Yeah, I think a lot of Beachbody coaches do that. If you take or copy a picture, especially if it's like, you can get in trouble, and like, it's a small world. Yeah, it's a small world. Either do your own photo or say, I had to share, my friend at blah, blah, blah did this beautiful picture and I wanted to share it.
Right.
Just make sure you're giving credit because that's icky. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Kayla says natural lighting is almost always the best for food pictures. A light colored background puts the focus on the food, makes the colors pop, and generally looks cleaner. Yep.
And that's
Sound like a
generally,
photographer.
that's generally really true, but there are lots of food photographers who have a very dark style. So you can
Depends on
definitely go both ways. And I love both. I mean, I'm super drawn to both. So I think that it can really kind of depict the mood of the food,
Girl with the cardigan has a background in photography. Yeah, maybe if you've got some good like blogs you follow, or you have one, or any good
Love
tips,
it.
post them in the either team page in the comments. That would be awesome. I like the name Girl with the Cardigan. That's cute.
Yeah.
Kayla, let's see. Okay. Oh, Amanda, speaking of color, make your Instagram flow with similar colors and filters. Your profile looks attractive. If it's kind of got a good overall like view.
Yeah,
like it all
that's
kind
an
of looks the same.
interesting idea. There's one account that I follow that is just black and white. And I kind of like that. I mean, I don't necessarily agree that everybody can do that all the time, but I think that if you can, like Julie was talking about, posting up her food on the same background every time, it does kind of lead to that cohesive look of your style, which is nice.
Does anyone have specific questions? Let's use Leah while she's here. Like anything or content ideas, anything we can get to be creative. I love the bucket list idea. I can't wait. I don't know what I'm going to put on my bucket list.
I know, it's going to be so fun. I'm going to do it too. There's
I need
just
to
so
bake a
many
pie.
little, yes you do. That's a great idea. Yeah, pie crust is fun. Well, thank you guys. I mean, if you don't have any other questions, that's totally cool. Jules has all of my contact info. So if you ever have any questions that you want answered, I'm just a phone call away.
Okay. Where does Julia learn about the Facebook analytics? I don't know a ton about Facebook analytics. Can you speak to that a little about how Facebook takes content that is likable and sort of like reshares it?
Well, if you have a page, a like page on Facebook, so you have 2 pages. You have your personal page and you have a like page. If you have a like page on Facebook, Facebook should send you a weekly update for your page, and it will let you know where your engagement is, how much you've grown, how many new people that week have liked your page or have viewed it. And again, like, I would be most concerned with the engagement number there. Like, how many people are talking back to you? That's the number that you want to keep going and going and going, and eventually those likes will go up. There are apps for tracking analytics on Instagram, which I would highly recommend.
Do you know any of the names of them?
Gosh, I think I wrote some down. Let me see. I think that's a really great way to measure your progress, right? Iconosquare. ICONOSQUARE will provide metrics on the growth of your Instagram account.
Do you mind if I give them your Instagram? They want to follow you.
Oh, Yes, that's fine. It's private because it's a lot of photos of my daughter. But if if you like that, you are more than welcome to follow me on Instagram.
Well, and again, Leah's building, she's building a social media platform for Whole Foods, so she's not trying to promote herself, but her Instagram is really beautiful, and I will put it on here.
Yes.
Is that okay?
Absolutely, yes. Now, you're welcome to follow me. I would also encourage you guys, just because it will give you a better view of what I do for business, my business Facebook page is Whole Foods Bradburn, BRADBURN. That's our Facebook page. And then our Whole Foods Instagram account is Whole Foods CO, Whole Foods Colorado. And that one is managed by all of the marketers in Colorado. So I don't have specific control over that, but anything you see tagged at Whole Foods Bradburn is me.
Can you go back from like a very layman's term on what a hashtag is?
Sure.
And how to use them?
A hashtag is a way for people to search out content that they're looking for on the internet. So like we said, if you can do it on Facebook too. Let's just use that for an example. So if you go up to the top of your Facebook page, there's a search category there. Everybody knows the hashtag symbol, yes? Where is it on our keyboard? Number 3, so shift 3, hashtag whatever the phrase is, National Dog Day. Let's use that for instance.
Here.
So hashtag National Dog Day on Facebook.
Come on. Where's it getting?
Come on, computer.
It's like, because it's like, oh, it's in that.
Look at that, it pops up right away. So then this is gonna just show you all of these amazing, adorable posts that people are posting about National Dog Day. And if you search this on Twitter or Instagram, these are awesome. It would be exactly this. So you guys could search hashtag Beachbody on Instagram. And
Does it just show,
up,
because these are all my friends, does it show your friends first?
it always shows your friends first,
Okay.
and then see there you've got public posts. You see how it's shifted there?
Oh.
So then it'll bring up, it's new.
It's just like Snowy.
Then it will bring up public posts. On Twitter, it will bring up all public posts immediately, and Instagram is the same way. So it's a way for people to find content that is interesting to them or content that they would like to engage with on different social media channels. That's why it's so important to use relevant hashtags if you are interested in growing your business. And you'll notice, people who have, Shalene is an amazing example. You'll notice on her Instagram account, she's got like 30 hashtags at the bottom of most of her posts. That's because she wants to get those posts the most exposure.
Yeah,
She knows.
Where does she do her hashtags?
She makes those things searchable. It's probably on Instagram.
on Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram and Twitter are really the place that hashtags are relevant. Facebook is, we just searched a hashtag, so you can look it up. But it's not quite as used on Facebook as it is on Instagram or Twitter.
Go Carla, hashtag size. Go Bonnie. They're all our people. That's Crystal. She shops at your store, so you're going to have to meet her.
Yay!
She lives really
Awesome.
close to you.
Cool.
Anyways.
Love it.
Any other questions? I don't know. Let me see if anything came through. Trisha, that's okay. I clearly didn't know what hashtags were either. I was just like, hashtag Monday, fun day, silly day. Like, it was like, none of it made sense. Like, it wasn't a real hashtag.
I got a kick out of it every time we did it. And sometimes I still do it because it's just
Because
fun.
it's just silly.
It's silly.
Silly. Any other questions?
Love it.
I'll wait just a tiny bit more if you have some burning question you wanted to ask. Okay. All right. And luckily, Carla texted me and reminded me to record. So I did hit record. Like, it was like 30 seconds or a minute in. So I'll post this call on YouTube if you guys had any coaches who missed it. And then I'm trying to talk Leah into making like a content calendar for us that we could buy. Like something like where it was like just different, just to start getting us out of what are all our same kind of posts that we always do. So if she's very busy and she's a mama, but if that would be something you guys would use and pay
Exactly.
for,
I wanted to kind of gauge
Tell-
you guys.
would that be helpful? Like,
Yeah. Is that
Just-
something you guys would use? And if so,
write in the comments if you would do it, if you would like that. Like if you'd pay like $5 to $10 for like a nice little content calendar with tons of good ideas and tips.
and my idea is that it would be delivered to you guys weekly. So you would get a theme for the week with some sort of
So fun.
specific social media tips to try out that week, in addition to an overall thing.
I
So
want
like-
that.
So like this week we could say like, hey, eat a rainbow. This week show us how you're eating a rainbow all week long, and then, you know, try and take 3 photos from a fun angle. You know,
And you'd have a plan for the week to kind of get.
right.
some
It
ideas.
would help
Okay.
to kind of drive that. And this is the other fun thing that I really like about it. It will make your whole team take over the internet.
Yes,
You
we
know
want
what
to
I-
crash
yeah.
the internet.
Yeah, we want to take over the internet. So I think that would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kim?
heck yeah.
You got nothing.
Cool,
on
you
that.
guys. Thank you for, it was a great turnout. We
That was
had,
so fun.
at one point we had almost 70
Break the internet.
hashtag break the internet. Yeah,
Yes.
Jules. Yeah, Jules. At one point we had almost 70 people on here. So
Awesome.
that's a fantastic turnout. Thank you,
Yay.
Leah.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks, you guys. So nice to meet
Yay.
you all virtually.
Have a good night.